This is Van Electric Ghost, and this episode is Spit into the Fan of Effluence, Expansive Sound Tonight. And so, what we did with this particular song is we really dove into the analog nature of our equipment. So, we built a groove with our Mother 32 and DFAM. We created this initial sonic groove. That was all part of there's a PDF that came out of the Moog House of Electronicus, which we've been talking about, which allows you to tie the drummer from another mother to the DFAM through controlled voltage wiring. And in that way, you can take advantage of all the capabilities of both machines. The Mother 32 has one oscillator, and the DFAM has actually two. And then the DFAM has an analog sequencer, but the Mother 32 has a MIDI 32-step sequencer. The DFAM only has an 8-step controlled voltage sequencer. And then what I did is I actually, after I put the initial Moog modular synth track down for this song, Spit into the Fan of Effluence, I then manually played a drum kit on the Roland Juno GI keyboard, which is a 61-key keyboard. I manually played it to the analog synth rhythmic track. And then on top of that, I did a Mother 32 series of, it's actually a track of me playing a lead on the Mother 32 that goes from the top end of the keyboard on the Roland Juno GI down to the bottom. So it's a riff that kind of follows the whole length of the keyboard, and it's kind of interesting. And so this song's got, like a double analog. It's got an initial track of Mother 32 DFAM, and then a lead track on the Mother 32. And then it's got a drum track that was manually played rather than sequenced, which gives it this kind of different feel, which goes back to some of our recordings we used to do before we were Phantom Electric Ghost. We used to do a lot of sonic paintings where we manually played the drums. And we've done this sometimes when we've done live performances. I've actually played drums and had a guitar player playing while I played drums. It's something I used to do going back to even when I was in high school with synthesizers. I took advantage of the fact that synthesizers can do drum kits, and sometimes you can just, if you can want to be with a more rock-oriented band and not just do keys, you can either play bass on a synth or you can play drums on a synth. If you manually play drums, it gives you a feel like a real drummer. As good as I can get to be, not programming, but live playing. So this song basically is Josephine going on. In some ways, like I was thinking maybe I should tag it as Stephanie, her sister, because their voice is a little different. It's a little lower pitch, and we usually, when we use a lower pitch vocal, we say it's Stephanie Ann Windhover, which is Josephine's sister. However, because Josephine is actually more well-known, and it's still kind of, she actually refers to herself in the song, we decided, okay, this is just Josephine with the little lower vamp than normal. And the idea is that, she's talking about the idea, like, you spit into the wind, and she spit into his fan, and then it's getting on all of her so-called friends, her fake friends. And so it's kind of this venomous thing. It's like she's spitting out kind of maybe venom, and it's backlashing onto everyone. And it kind of shows like if you have this kind of negative energy, then it kind of just spreads and it goes on to everybody. And it's just kind of a diss track against anybody that's against Josephine, anybody that's shown any kind of, hate toward her or bad feelings toward her. So that's kind of what the track is about. Somewhat in the vein of when Miss Windover comes to town or Miss Electric comes to town, but there's no guitar on it. It's a really heavy synth track to show that analog synths can kind of be as powerful as guitars. A lot of time we use our guitar and a Roland. This time we didn't do it. We just let the analog synths kind of speak for themselves, and we feel that it's pretty powerful. what you can do with these analog synths. And so the other song is a different flip. It's actually it's an OPZ track again. So the OPZ can be pretty powerful in itself, and we'll just play it for a second. So this one's got pretty adult content. She wants to F you just because. And this really sounds like Stephanie to me. I think I'll tag Stephanie as this particular song. It's even lower pitched than the first one. But yeah, it's just this idea that Stephanie's kind of acting out with this person, that individual that she really had a lot of lust for. And she basically saying there was just a just cause to want to, fuck the hell out of that person. And it's a really sexual romp, but it shows the power that the OPZ, when we direct record it, we tend to bring it into our MX1 mixer and then give it a little heft with a little digital delay or some bit crush. And then we direct record it, because what's cool is the eighth of an inch line from the OPZ. There's actually an eighth of an inch line that you can bring in on an MX1 mixer. There's actually a stereo channel. So we're able to get a good stereo signal into that mixer. And then we bring it into our Zoom R24 and record it there. And so a lot of times the only thing we'll do sometimes we'll manually change tracks while we live record. So what we've done, instead of just doing that you can actually take tracks and put them together using a method that's somewhat like an Arturia Beatstep Pro. You can chain patterns. But what I find is I like to just manually go through the patterns, and then sometimes use the manual track to throw in some fills and different things that you can do. And so we don't record every single instrument onto a separate track. I mean, sometimes we've done that, but we lose some spontaneity to the recording if we do that, because it's not like a DAW where you can just go see, mute the tracks and have every track being recorded. We've looked into, solving this issue when we go get an Akai Force. When we go to record with that, we might be able to isolate all the drums as separate tracks and record them separately. But so far, we typically record all of our percussion tracks on on a stereo channel, like lines 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 or 5 and 6, like that. And so everything is on there. We aren't able to isolate every single drum, which I know in a lot of modern recording on DAWs, that's what people do. But because we have this kind of live-oriented recording style, where we want to capture things like it's a band, recording in an environment where you just run the tape and you're not micing every single thing and running on a separate channel. That's part of the limitation of what I do, but also the constraint that makes us sound the way we do. And I would say not a lot of folks sound like the way the Ghost sounds. And people who have gotten into us realize that we have a sound that's a little different. It doesn't have that kind of antiseptic digital sound that a lot of electronic music has, because it's done in a more organic way, which allows for little micro errors and key changes that your DAW might not tell you to change or get rid of. We like to record with that kind of realistic feel, and that's part of what we do. We're looking into different things, but we've had 2 record companies approach us with our current style, so we're just staying within that style. We think that's a good effort, because we've been doing it for a bunch of years, and now it seems like people are coming into it to realize that there's a different way to record. Everybody records different, but this is our style of doing it. And we have had collaborations because people have liked the way we do things. We collaborated with Lonnie Claire on an album back in 2017, we collaborated all Control K. We collaborated with Summerflow. So we're hoping to collaborate some more folks in the future. And I hope you enjoyed these two songs. They're a little different than what we normally do. They're kind of the same vein in terms of the sexuality stuff we're dealing with. But yeah, we hope you enjoy the different dichotomy of using the OPZ and then using the full analog, so you can see the differences between using a digital system. But the OPZ is still a hardware synth, which I think it makes it really good. And it's still an idea of using hardware synths to record. But it has some DAW aspects that are kind of cool. But it has a lot of cool capabilities that really kind of encourage you to be more freeform and less anal about the way you record. And I think it allows you to free up yourself to do some more creative things where you actually play the instrument. And the OPZ, what I like about it is you actually can play it like any other hardware synth, rather than just sequencing and writing on a grid. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're a musician and you're your keyboardist, you want to be able to play your instrument and kind of have that show off what you can do. And so what we do with our music is we show off what we've been doing for the last 30 years in terms of playing keyboards and trying to bring our vision of how synthesizers could be used. Not should be used, but like how they can be used. We try to expansive sound is basically expanding everything you can do with electronic music. And from a synthesizer, drum machine, analog, digital, sampling, whatever. We use Euro racks, we use analog, we use digital synths, we use machines like the OPZ, vocoders like the BT03, digital recorders like the RS16 from Zoom and R24. Like I said, we're looking to modernize a little bit with the Akai Force, but the Akai Force is still within what we want to do because it actually is a playable production system that it encourages the user to actually play live and actually put live recording into it and play it live, because you can actually play the grid live with all kinds of key changes and ranges that you could normally not do on a keyboard. And I think that kind of goes back to the Moog concept on the original modulars, that you can do things with a modular sequencer that you can't physically do on a keyboard. And that's part of electronic music to this day. And we see DJs doing stuff like that and producers doing that, but also being able to use a keyboard or use alternative input methods where you can actually still use your fingers, like on a Rene or on a Rolly, when Arturia Beats That Pro, or on a Akai Force or MPC. That's how you can kind of push the genre forward by using different capabilities. Now we have sponsors. We have CIN Pals, a different type of social network. We have Natural X CBD Oil. We appreciate it if you could check out both of these sponsors. They're pretty cool. CBD oil from Natural X is really high quality, and it can give you a lot of good health benefits without the bad after effects of like narcotics. And CIN Pals allows you to connect with your friends or people you want to be your friends, and know that you're going to have a safe experience because they've been background checked and verified. So check these sponsors out. And also we have our album, The Flower That Blooms at Midnight in the Tomb, on all the streaming services and Wretched Symphony No. 9. And you can listen to all the tracks that we just talked about on our SoundCloud. And eventually these are going to be put out with some of the work that we're working on, some label. And so we're putting a lot of new songs. We're kind of holding off on them. We put them on our SoundCloud, but we're not putting them on our social media because we're hoping to put an album together for the record label that we're going to join shortly after we solve our day job issue. So again, if you want to be a supporter of the Ghost and keep us off the road and keep us in the studio more, become a supporter of the podcast, and we'll be able to send you some pretty cool stuff in terms of like audio files. If you join, we'll send you some pretty cool things we've had done in the past, like some of our Bandcamp albums that we just did from 2016. There's a lot of material we have on SoundCloud that you might not know about, we can clue you in on. And so if you join, we can get you into listening to a lot of songs. We've got over 1,600 songs. So we have an endless supply of music if you're into what we do. And so if you want to support us, help us out, that'd be really great. And we'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Nowhere What?